Hi, I'm Sarah with the Volusia County Public Library System, coming to you today from the Ormond Beach Regional Library. And on today's episode of Volusia Gets Crafty, I'm going to show you how to create this crocheted wreath ornament. It uses all the stitches that we've learned so far, like double crochet, single crochet, chains, and slip stitches. And I also wanted to encourage you to check out our collection of crochet books at volusialibrary.org or on one of our digital platforms like Hoopla. And there you'll find titles like these. So whenever you're ready, grab a hook and some yarn, and let's create this wreath ornament together. Okay, so we're gonna get started on how to create our little wreath ornament. What you need to get started is a milk jug ring, and this is gonna create the center of our wreath. Okay, so if you have one of these, one side is a little flatter. I'm keeping that forward, but I don't think it really matters how you begin. All right, the first color we're gonna be using will be this green color here. I'm going to try a different color to start with just to see how it looks, but this is what's going to be is this green section. That's what we're working on first. So we're going to start with a slip knot and make a little mini one. I'm going to take it off your hook. You're going to put your hook through the milk jug ring and put the little mini knot on the other side and pull it up and keep it kind of close to the ring. Now this is hard, guys. You're going to have to just figure out the best way for you to hold on to it, but you just need to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put 31 more double crochets into this ring, going all the way around. Okay? So it takes a little practice. You'll kind of get into a rhythm once you get going, but you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2 for your double crochet. And these will slide around your milk jug ring as needed to make space, because you're going to be putting all of those double crochets in it, so they're going to need to move a little bit by the time you get all the way around. So just keep going best you can, working with this little piece of plastic. And right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to go until I have a total of 32, and that includes this beginning chain. So the beginning chain plus 31 double crochets will give us the 32. And I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, so I've made my way all the way around. So if you've done it right, you'll have your chain 3 and the 31 double crochets, so for a total of 32 double crochets. And I've already fastened off, but what you're gonna do is slip stitch into the top of this chain 3, pull through, and then chain 1. And what you'll do is you'll weave in your ends, any ends that you've got, and then we'll go from there. So I'm just gonna real quick do this one here. I already weaved in one of my other ones, so you can do that now too if you'd like. Doesn't have to be exact, you guys, because this is just an ornament, so you don't have to worry about the tails falling out too bad. You're not going to be doing a whole lot of moving with it. But remember to go into the back side of the project. So here's the front with your good stitches that you can see the little V's. So always try to weave into the back. Okay. We'll snip that off. All right, so we're going to start our next round, and this is going to be the color that's in white here. We're going to do it in red, but it's these little peaks that go around the outside of the ornament. Let's see. I'm going to create a slip knot, and I'm going to go into that same chain space that I slip stitched into the top of that chain 3 and attach on my new color. I'm going to chain 1, and in that same space I'm going to put a single crochet. So go into that same joining place, yarn over, pull through 2 for a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 2 and put another single crochet back in that same stitch, and that's our first peak. We're going to skip the next double crochet. So here was our chain 3, here's the next double crochet and the corresponding stitch on top. You're going to skip that, and you're going to go into the very next one and do a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet back into the same stitch. Skip the next stitch, single crochet, and then one after that, chain 2, and another single crochet in the same stitch. So that's what you're going to repeat all the way around. You're going to skip the next stitch, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, all in the same place. So continue that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the end. So I've made my way back around, putting a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into every other stitch. If you've done it right, you'll have 1 stitch left that's empty, and then we're going to do a slip stitch into this very first single crochet we made. So there's a little V right here. I'm going to go under that, both of those loops, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. All right, so now we need to make our little hanger for the ornament. So we're going to chain up 12. And then we're going to slip stitch back into that very same single crochet that we started with, right there. And then pull through the loop on your hook. I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. All right. Then you can go ahead and weave in those ends, but I'm going to get you started on the next little bit, which will be the ribbon that goes around the inside of the circle, and then also the bow at the top. So to do this, I'm going to use the green yarn, and you need a loose piece of yarn. So what I'm going to do to measure out how much I want is just trace my wreath 3 times. So there's once, there's twice, and there's 3 times. So it's just going to give you a rough bit of loose yarn that we can use to do this last part. You're going to take your 2 ends and put them together, and then pull it so that you get your loop end at the other side. And that's what we're going to use. So if you want to weave in your ends now, you can. I'm going to do that at our next little break here. But what we're going to do is just to the right of your hanger, find a couple double crochets. You're going to put your hook in between 2 and back out the front so that you're popping 2 posts forward. If you remember from our texture stitch series, it's a little bit like a front post double crochet, but you're going to push 2 of the posts forward instead of 1. And then you're going to put your little loop on your hook and pull it from behind those. You're not doing a front post double crochet, you're just kind of mimicking that whole thing with your hook. Then you're going to skip 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right of the 4th one, you're going to insert your hook behind it and pop it back out so that you've got 2 posts on top of it. Latch that color back on and pull it through. Skip 4 more double crochets, go into the right of the 4th and pop forward 2 of them. Put your loop back on and pull it behind it. And you're going to do that all the way around, skipping the next 4 double crochets, going to the right of the 4th, popping 2 forward, and pulling your yarn through. So continue that all the way around, and I'll meet you back in just a second. All right, so I made my way all the way around, and I've come back and I've got the 2 separating from where I ended and where I started, so that looks good. And then what I want to do is use some muscle strength and pull this so it's about the same length as the other end of the yarn, because we're going to use this to make our bow at the top. Now when you pull it, it may kind of squeeze your product a little bit. You may need to just kind of pull on it and tug it just to get it back in order again. I'm going to take my end that had the loop on it, and I'm going to free that loop, and I'm just going to use these strands and tie them in a nice little bow for the top of my wreath. Okay. Now I measured the yarn this length just to give you enough to play with to make your bow whatever size you wanted, but you can kind of make your adjustments right here and trim as needed. So I'm going to take these and kind of just, you can do it fancy if you want at an angle, or you can have them be the same, whichever you like. All right, so there is my holiday wreath. Here's my original one. So you can see just by changing up the colors, the neat effect you can have. And then I even tried with some pinks and purples and burgundies for like a Valentine's Day wreath. So you could really do this for any holiday if you want. Just play and have fun with the colors. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You can check out more like it on Volusia Library's YouTube channel. We also offer free access to Creative Bug through our website, so you can take some time to explore that content as well. I want to thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.